One of the best songs in the world is Pretty Green Eyes, and he starts on fried chicken and fries or something.
Welcome to the Fried Chicken Fries podcast, your favourite podcast. Not your favourite new podcast, because we've been going for more than 6 months now, so we're no longer a puppy. So we've got a wheel full of 100 or more subjects. We don't know what we're going to talk about in any given episode. We're going to spin the wheel 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times, and what the wheel generates is what we will discuss to talk about. All of those things is Matthew Keelan, as ever. Hello, Matthew. You all right?
Yes. Hello. How are we? How are you?
I'm all right. I've just noticed something on my top lip. It looks like
a spot. I've got a terrible spot on the back.
Oh, it's a spot. It looks very weird. Might be like a patch of grey. I'm starting to get that now.
Yeah. Spots in amongst hair of the word. I've got a terrible spot on the back of my leg, which I think is an ingrown hair.
Yeah, that could be that.
So but there's no head on it yet, so I haven't had the pleasure of bursting it yet.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It already hurts because I've tried to burst it, and it's just
right.
basically just nipped my skin for no reason. So
yeah, try to coax it out.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do something to do in the morning.
I don't want to let the listener too far in to my private life, but I let my wife do all the spot popping.
Yeah, she's tried to do that. It doesn't work. So she can have another go in the morning, I imagine.
Yeah, it takes the effort out for me.
I mean, not your.
Yeah, hey.
You're popping around. Amy's just going to burst this spot on me.
I'll be back in an hour.
I'm just bursting this spot on that sector.
Yeah, so how's things? And it's been a good fortnight since we last did an episode. Maybe longer.
Right. I'm good. I am. I've been complaining about stuff. Just general things. One of which being Cornwall, which we've had on the wheel before, and you've just been. So
yeah, I've just been. Yeah, I actually listened back to the Cornwall episode, knowing that we might discuss it on this podcast, just to make sure that my point of view is consistent, or whether we'd actually need it re-added to the wheel, because that's the thing that we can do.
Yeah, I don't think I was as scathing as I should have been on Cornwall.
I think yeah.
Well, I was. Right? All right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah. I'm not sure you talked about. I don't think you advocate the complete deletion of it as a county, but
yeah. Well, I have subsequently said that, I think.
Yeah. It's very far away. I can confirm it's still quite far away.
Yeah.
10 and a half hours it took to get home.
That's just farcical. No journey in the same country, as small as Britain is, should take that long.
Just inside Cornwall where I went as well. It's like just tickling the border of Devon and Cornwall.
Yeah. Did it
10 and a half?
You might do you notice just the scones just flip?
Yeah. If you do actually traverse the border with a scone, you'll notice
it bends over.
The exact point that you flip from Devon to Cornwall. Your scone will change in complexion. It's a bit like when you go to Australia and you flush the toilet and the water goes the opposite way.
Yeah. I think it says a lot that that's all they have to argue about.
Yeah,
scones.
well, yeah, scones and hating tourists. Which is quite more prevalent because there wasn't that many tourists around except for us.
The whole their county would. There's nothing there.
No, well, I was just saying,
there's no tourists there, and they just thought they'd be what do they want? What? Because they were whinging when COVID was on. When it was on, it was a thing. It was on.
Glastonbury was on for a bit.
Yeah. Right, when COVID was about, Chris's COVID, they were whinging because there was no no, man, gift shop's going to close down. No one cares about your poppy gift shop.
Most of the gift shops were closed.
Yeah.
Just closed. Like, I mean, if you're not a
Birmingham.
tourist, you're not going to have any need for any gifts. But yeah,
I hate Cornwall. I know this Cornwall hasn't got. Get rid of it.
the hatred for tourists is during the summer thinly veiled, but during like our off season, there's no veil at all. It's like, yeah,
Boy,
yeah, it's like short of that.
no, even a tourist family there.
Yeah, well, that's it. And it was a couple of occasions where it was only the family links that kept us from like escalating a road rage situation. And
Right, yeah.
like incredible, but a lovely place, lovely.
Yeah, it looks nice.
The family that we visit are lovely.
You just think you're saying that as like a legal disclaimer.
Yeah, well, I have to say that, don't I? If I say something and the Cornish like newspaper decides to like go on an attack piece, Northeast podcaster
slams Cornwall.
Yeah, I'm banned for life from the county. Then that's problematic for me.
If you stay in Devon and eat the scones the wrong way around,
yeah, waving my family off from the ferry.
Well, Devon eat
shrugging my shoulders.
Yeah, there's no out in the.
Yeah.
Devon eat them the right way around. The cream should go on first.
No, that's Cornwall. No, hang on. No, Cornwall is jam, then cream.
Cream first.
But how do you spread the jam on, though?
You just dollop it on.
Dollop you in a minute.
This is it's just a shit conversation. Let's move on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if I haven't even spent that, it's not even part of the wheel. Like this is this is ad hoc conversation off our own bat. Should we spin the wheel then?
Yeah, spin the wheel. Yeah, Becky's muted the telly, so I think she's the podcast.
Oh
no, she's not. She's just finding something to watch. Right.
Just finding something to watch, darling. Right, we'll spin the wheel.
What is it?
Well, incredible. Is it no. Well, it can't be. No, comes off the wheel.
It's guns.
No, service stations.
All right. Well, yeah. All right.
Which is very timely considering my 10.5 hour journey. I saw
how many?
3.
Right. Yeah.
3 service stations.
This is why it took 10.5 hours, because you kept stopping at service stations.
Well, we had the dogs, our pet dogs, and so that the stops had to be fairly frequent for their tiny dog bladders.
Yeah.
Not usually holds Monty, our smaller pet dog, back from, he's not gonna. No, it's not as if he's gonna be sat there going, "Oh, can we pull off at the next?" Need a Costa. No, it was a 3-stopper, isn't it?
Yeah.
The stops, if you're interested, were Bridgewater. Bridgewater, which is the single worst services I've ever been to.
Right.
I'll come back onto that in a second. Norton Keynes, which was a day of contrast because Norton Keynes is on the M6 toll road. Do not ask why I was on the M6 toll road. Just please don't.
Right. But why were you on the M6 toll road? I don't understand.
Google Maps, basically. Because we're traveling. It was £9.90. And I travelled for 7 miles.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's over a pound a mile.
It was more than £1 a mile, yeah. We were travelling in a convoy of 3. We start off at like 10 minutes apart. It's not like a Top Gear challenge.
I was going to say that.
It would have been terrible.
I'd love to do that.
I was quite excited at first, but then when we were stretching, we were like kind of falling back into a further, like a massive deficit. So
you were essentially James May in this.
Yeah, and the message came out that there was like tailbacks at the M42. You have to come off the M5 on the M42, and
someone's got the tail out on the M42.
Yeah, someone's got the tail out. You have to go south and east of Birmingham. Then you go through the Midlands, and then you pick up the M1, and then straight line home. What I decided to do was to go west and north of Birmingham.
Right. Up to Stoke.
Kind of just before.
Why do you keep going to Stoke?
I don't know. It just got. Well, I was heading. I think I went past. Well, I did go past Walsall, so I saw.
Well, you'll have seen the big billboard next to the Bescott Stadium.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw that. Then the sat nav was like, "Oh, I found a quicker way. You need to go down the M6 toll road." And I was like, well, "I
No,
don't really
you
want
don't.
to," but I stupidly accepted it because it said it would save me 20 minutes. And I thought that could be vital in the race.
Well spent there.
So Norton Keynes
No, was it
toll
good?
services. No,
All
it
right.
wasn't. It
You'd
should
think
have
it would be
been.
good, really, on the toll road. You'd think it would be like marble.
Well, that's the thing. I was expecting like the streets are lined with gold,
Yeah.
like
A
skid
land
in.
of chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, chocolate fountain in the middle.
It's just like horrific places. Like
But
everyone
they're horrible.
costs so much money,
Terrible places. Yeah,
and they stink. They all stink.
yeah, and you've got unless you like no shortcuts or go in
Yeah.
via like the truck stop entrance.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of them have truck stop entrances. They put the toilets right next to the truck stop entrance. But if you're going through as like a car driving like driver, you've got to walk through every single shop and takeaway and everything before you
Yeah.
get to the toilets. And it's like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like when Homer can't get his usual parking space and he parks like right at the back of the car park.
Next to the house.
And Bart's like waving. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Like you get out your car and you walk through what feels like a mile to the toilet, and then like you walk past a window and say, "Oh, that's the car." Right?
Yeah.
Just there. I could have just gone through that door, but
Yeah.
you can't go through that door.
No, you can't because you need to walk past the Marks and Spencer's Simply Food.
Yes, Waitrose, multiple Costas.
The Costa situation is barbaric in a service station.
Well, they've got the monopoly, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind it, a flat away from Costa, but
Not anymore. No, they're good now. But
they're
they
about
weren't before.
£6.
Yeah.
Like, your best option is Pret because their filter coffee, I think, is like £1.99, even in the services. I think the last time we were there, I got 2 flat whites, and it was literally £10 for 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but very, very generic coffees.
I think regular latte I was paying £4.90, which is like the price of a pint of Guinness in the harbour.
Well, yeah, it's gone up. It's £4.50 now.
Oh right. I thought it was a bit more than that.
It's been £4.25 for years. But they've had to put it.
I thought it was more than that.
No,
I thought it was like £4.90. Oh,
no, I got 2 yesterday, and it was £9. Not bad though.
Well, yeah, everything is overpriced in services, and you kind of accept that. Like
I just like it that they sell like ready meals.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Then like mince. Like why is he sell mince? And like why is the Marx's selling mince? And
it's a very good point.
Chickens. Like why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
Like,
it was a
ready-made. You put it. Who's buying this in the service?
Yeah. Put it in your in-car convection oven.
Hey, I know. I'll do all my shopping here actually.
But if I put the meat on now, by the time I get home,
that chicken's £14, but it'll save us when we get home. We were on the way back from an away game in League One, and we were at the Marks. I think it was Wetherby, and we'd ran out of cans, and we were. I think it was me and Jake or Chris. It might have been Greeny. We'd obviously managed to park quite close to the
Yeah, I would have thought, yeah.
And we were like went to buy. We bought like 4 cans of Stella, and he said it's quite expensive. So I said to the bloke on the thing, like, "Do you get staff discount?" And he was like, "Well, yeah." And we went, "Can we have it?" And he went,
"Can I have that?"
And he went, "Yeah." and he just scanned his thing, and it was 25% off. And we were like, "Is that it?" And he was like, "Well, that's what I get. Like, how can you you can't
not scan it again?"
Can you scan? So he was like, "There you go. There's me staff discount. Oh, this is great." So actually, well, can I just go
back in the car?
Yeah. So that was great. Yeah. Do you get stuff discount? Yeah. Can I have it? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's fair enough. You asked nicely. It's not as if you took the barcode off his lanyard.
He was just very surprised. Like, no one's asked this before. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm getting marked out actually.
Yeah, yeah, kicking and screaming.
Instant.
Yeah. Well, it was a day of contrast because after going to Bridgewater, Bridgewater's the worst services you could go to. It's
For what reason? I don't know.
like I think it's like well, it's Somerset. Yeah, it is Somerset. Um,
Well, already I'm out. A very
mm.
weird part of the world.
and it always, for some reason, with us, it always ends up being like we've been driving for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and you think, could do with an early stop here, and it's always too early in the journey. But sometimes it just sucks you in like a vortex.
Like
Um,
scar tissue coming on.
yeah, but scar tissue's good. The Bridgewater's
Yeah, it's
not.
too early.
Yeah, but yeah, invariably you get pulled into this place, and it's tiny. It's like there's a travel there's a travel lodge, and it's like basically the ground floor of the travel lodge is this services.
Oh, right.
There's a tiny little Greg's kiosk on the outside. You've got
Well, they're a waste of time, then.
you've got pasta and you've got
Oh, geez. Oh, wow.
awful. But then there's like a multi-story
Oh.
car park like dead opposite it.
Why, though? Why is that?
I don't
This is
know.
horrible, Richard. This is
It's
what.
awful. It's the
Oh,
worst one.
this is a Simply Food there, Burger King. One of those terrible pasty.
Oh yeah, because everyone wants to get Cornwall pasty, and I mean, I was essentially coming from the home of the pasty, so I didn't want, and I don't like
Some
them.
trees there that the dogs can have a piss up, I guess.
Yeah, there was like an optimistic sign for dog walking area, but
I like it when they call it what do they call it? Dog spend or something.
Well, we talk about contrasts. Our final services of the day were Skelton Lake,
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
which is just near Leeds, and that is like the polar opposite of Bridgewater. It's an incredible services.
Yeah, it's the
The issue is it's often too early in the journey if you're just doing like a Midlands trip. I'm trying to think of a like comparative.
yeah,
away
this
trip.
is good for food, this though.
Oh yeah, it's got chopsticks, but it's an extra, so extra are really good because they've got
McDonald's.
loads of food. I think there's a Leon.
Extra have Mackies as well.
Yes, I think there's a
Oh, yeah.
KFC. There's definitely a Greg's. There's a Pizza Express.
Just looking at it here. There's a Texaco. Next week's guest petrol will be Texaco again.
Well, for a while they were boasting about the petrol there being as cheap as it would be if you just driven into the middle of Leeds.
I just think that's irrelevant.
It has since gone up quite a lot, so it's not actually that cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. Although slightly sullied by when I got back to my car, there were two guys doing what appeared to be, well, it definitely was a drug deal. Either side of our car.
Of our car?
In an empty car park, which felt a bit daft.
Yeah.
And it was really annoying. I was like, "Can you not? I'd quite like to put my dog back in without being,
Just leave.
without having his head turned by drug dealers."
Yeah. Let's not start on that. Like,
But no, services are like a mixed bag.
Well, I'm always like I was amazed when I was a kid by Washington services because
Brilliant! Yeah, I used to go there.
no, but I've never been. But I was always just like, well, Dad, why have they got them there? And he was like, well, because not everyone lives here. So I suppose actually, why would we stop there? He's like, well, we wouldn't, would we? But other people don't live. Not everyone lives 6 miles from Washington services.
Yeah.
So,
No, great Washington. I used to live over the back from it, so I'd go to the Burger King.
that'd be
You
extortionate.
have to cross the motorway. Oh yeah, totally. There's no point doing it, but yeah, off to the Burger King, cross the motorway on the big glass bridge thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, services. They're I like them largely.
Well, they're a necessity and there's a novelty as well.
Mhm.
So, like, we're at the services.
Yeah,
Great. Have to do my shopping.
you got to do your weekly.
And it's like the gambling bit.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
ridiculous.
just bizarre. Like, it's just so weird.
Yeah, I need to stop because
You
I've
pull
been
over
driving 2
and have a
hours
bit of-
and I just
I'm going to play on a fruit
need-
machine for a
I
bit.
need to play Time Crisis for an hour.
Yeah, just don't do that. Just go to your big destination.
Yeah, well, there's one in Beaconsfield services, which is I want to say M4. That's got Weatherspoons in it.
Yeah, I've stopped there. That's bizarre as well. Like, who wants to stay there for that long?
I guess if you're not the driver.
Yeah, it'd be great. Like, we had a pint because we were on a away. I think I was going to watch Walsall at Wembley, and we went to we just had a beer. It's good,
Yeah,
but like, annoying for the driver, I imagine.
yeah, yeah. Especially when if you've got a car full of people that are drinking,
Yeah.
you have to stop more.
Yeah. Can we go for a pint? No,
No.
absolutely not.
What else have I got to say about services? Have you been to T-Bay?
Yeah, I have.
What did
Yeah.
you think of it?
I think it's overrated, to be
I
honest.
think it is too.
It's okay. It's like it's nice. The produce is good. Like an independent service station is always nice. I don't like the words T-Bay. I don't like the way it's written. I don't like looking at it.
Is it like are
It
you thinking of like someone from Bolton going on an auction site or something?
no, it looks bland. I don't
Mm.
like the word T-Bay. I think it's awful. So I think
They've,
that's clouds my judgment of T-Bay service. I just don't like the way the word's written. I don't like it.
they've got a sister services, the Gloucester services. That's owned by the same people. And,
Uh,
just never get the chance to go there, even though we go past it every time we go to Cornwall. They just never falls right, and you just sail past. Go,
could have had a great
could have
pork.
gone there, and I went to bloody Bridgewater again.
Could have had an excellent pork pie there.
Could have had a £10 Scotch egg.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, yeah. Who put Scotch eggs on the wheel?
yeah.
But yeah, what's if you want to get in touch and let us know your favourite services, we'll probably get some excuse to put mileage out of this.
But a lot of mileage, yeah, depending on which one you stop
at. Yeah, exactly. Also, don't like services where you have to drive too far off the carriageway.
No, that's probably
Donington, great services, but you have to drive. You have to drive along the.
We'll just stop at this services on the way to fucking Donington services.
Yeah, you have to drive along the East Midlands Airport runway for a bit.
Yeah, that's quite exciting, though. I quite like that.
Yeah, I suppose. Should we spin again?
Yeah,
we've managed. That was like 14 minutes talking about service stations.
Right. Yeah,
quite impressive. Right, we're spinning.
What is it? What's it going to be? Can't see it. So.
No, you can't see it.
Can't see it.
It's not service stations again. It's the Titanic.
Right.
Not the film.
Just as well.
the film's quite heavily based on
Is it? I wonder
on the ship. Yeah. Why do? And you can answer this because you're an honorary Belfastian.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they celebrate the Titanic?
Well, because it was built there.
Yeah, it's not really.
No, I know.
It's not really the feather in the cap. I think it is.
No, not really. No, but it was fine when it left. I think it's the argument.
That none of that shit when it left.
Fine when it left Ireland. To be fair, then it left England, and then sank.
Yeah,
I find it.
You are kind of like shortening the story quite a bit.
I just find it incredibly boring. The Titanic cares about that.
Do you not have like kind of a morbid interest in it?
I used to, but I was quite interested in it as a young sort of autistic, I guess, child. But I was quite interested in sort of how big it was at the time.
Massive.
But now it just isn't. Like it's basically the size of the Shields Ferry, and
I was just about to say it's now the size of the Shields Ferry.
Yeah, and
they should have, as I've said, they should just put a big ship across the town because they don't make anything anymore. Like them days.
No, it's a massive ship. Like
and you could just walk between it.
Yeah,
get on one end and go on the other and get off at North Shields.
Yeah, you could do that.
Just a thought.
I wouldn't need to keep taking it out of service.
Exactly.
They might as well just build a bridge. Anyway, I just think it's boring. Like Yeah, at the time it was, supposed to be a feat of engineering, but it wasn't obviously because it sunk, but then unsinkable, and it got sunk by ice,
Yeah,
just ice, which is just water.
yeah, that is frozen water. Yeah,
So a boat got sunk by water.
yeah.
Yeah, I know when it was. It was the 13th of April, 1912.
Oh, right, not far off its anniversary. Yeah,
Well, February, Richard.
yeah, yeah. We're miles away from it. Um, my I was going to say my former editor, but the editor of the paper I used to work for died on the Titanic in the crash, not just like beforehand.
What, with your boss?
No, it wasn't my boss. I've
It's
made it sound like it was my boss,
like,
but it wasn't. It was like
it's like,
it's 100 years before I joined.
I
Like,
know, yeah.
but his chair's still in the office.
Is it? What's his name? The the like, yeah. They obviously people died in that, but I don't know. I just think it's quite boring. Like, it's a boat sunk. Like,
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
why is there like I haven't seen the film, but like what I imagine.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, it's well, one thing I didn't realize about the film um, is that it happens in real time.
That
So,
is just unforgivable.
so they'll hit the iceberg, and they're hitting the iceberg. You're looking about like 40 minutes into the film,
Well, it should
and
be
they'll
they're very much near the end for me there.
and they go, "Well, how long before it sinks then?" And the engineer bloke goes, "Oh, I reckon it'll be like an hour before we've got an hour before this ship will be lost." And it's an hour. And you're sitting there going like,
I know what happened.
that could have been edited out.
Yeah,
That you're looking at bits and going, yeah,
the band playing
the band playing, yeah,
is the
yeah,
Titanic sing.
yeah. And they're moving the deck chairs and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it, I mean, it was like technologically quite advanced for its time.
Yeah, but then it was let down because it didn't have enough lifeboats on it.
No, I meant the film. I don't mean I
Right.
don't mean the ship. The ship. The
Uh,
film.
well,
No,
the ship
yeah.
was, but
I think the whole lifeboat thing. I think rich people would have capitalized on it anyway. So, like most of the people on the ship were like the
well, yeah, it was just a lot of rich
class
people
passengers
died.
on the. You Leonardo DiCaprio on the bottom deck, however it is. He'd have still snuffed it.
Yeah,
Sorry if I've spoiled it for anyone, but
I
Leonardo
think so. At
DiCaprio's
the end,
character does die. Dies on a door.
it was. Well,
Well, he slides off a door and dies.
there was room on there. I'm sorry,
There was room.
selfish bitch.
Yeah.
Just didn't like him that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes his jewelry and fucks off.
I've seen
Yeah.
that bit.
Yeah.
We watched
I mean,
it. We might have watched it. Not at school. Maybe at secondary school. Because I've seen that bit and I've seen the bit with the band,
yeah.
but I've not seen like the whole thing. Well, if I have, it's gone from my very tiny brain.
There is a bit that, and I've seen. I don't know how I've managed to say it quite a few times, having like initially not liked it, but there's a bit that every time I say it, I cheer. It's when the boat tips up onto its
Hind legs.
front. It's front or it's back, wherever, before it snaps in half. And they're all sliding down the ship's deck. And someone's absolutely pegging it down the deck, and it hits hits like a bulkhead or a big pipe thing, and he just smacks into it and bounces off. And now every time he does, I go, "Way!" like when a barman drops a glass in a pub, which I don't do anymore. I don't.
They love it when you do that.
Yeah. I always feel quite bad when I do that, so I've stopped.
I'm so.
That was my drink, wasn't it?
Yeah. I have another one. Nope. You'd like that, wouldn't
you? Yeah. So Titanic, yeah.
Yeah, shite.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't understand why it's celebrated as a some kind of feat of engineering when ultimately it's not.
Sunk by something that you put in a nice drink.
Yeah, it's sunk by
So,
something, sunk
Captain,
by a fridge in Iceland.
yeah, evidently an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not portrayed too well in the film, but I think it's like there's like some kind of pressure on from the cruise line at the company to go quicker. Well, apparently
But
that
yeah,
contradicts
because we
what
wanted
happened in real life.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
a pretty shit
Yeah.
film otherwise, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I bet we can get there before that starters like. What's that? Eh? Oh.
Hey, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah.
Hey, Leo. Meow. Well, hang
Yeah.
on. It's about this, like
So that's the Titanic.
Titanic, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
the
Right.
the captain was from Castletown, actually.
He was famously, yeah. Wayside captain.
Wait,
Um, have we got one more spin in us? I think we
I
have just
reckon
to make it
so. I reckon so, yeah.
yeah, let's spin before we libel the settlement of Castletown.
Yeah.
Cookbooks.
Eh. Eh. Not now, Richard.
Spiceless cookbook, right?
Spicy cookbook, right? And he goes, nah. He goes, that'll be news to me, man. He's crackers, man. That's cookbooks. No,
That's
can we
cookbook.
veto it? Can we have
I
something
think we
else?
should. I'd rather veto it.
Yeah.
And take with it the jeopardy that ensues because obviously we
Yeah.
can't
We can't veto again.
veto again. So I mean, we've already had the curveball, which is the Titanic. There are many more subjects in the on the wheel that are potentially
Yeah.
hazardous.
Yeah.
So let's see what we dealt with here. We're spinning again.
What is it?
Oh well, it's when you confuse the wheel for room 101, and
Right.
you have suggested people not drinking in rounds.
Oh, well, I hate this. I hate like so like I think it's fine if you're like sometimes I'm in the harbour and you'll be like and someone will be like, oh, I'm gonna pop down for an hour.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect them to get round in. My issue comes, and this happens a lot at Christmas. It comes from people
Mm,
who aren't regular pub goers, and that's fine. Not everyone is, but there's a certain standard of etiquette you have to have if you're going to go into a pub, and one of those is if you are in a group, you need to drink in rounds because
absolutely.
if there's 12 of you, you don't have to have I'm not expecting a 12 drink round, but you need to split off into threes or fours. Because if you're going into a pub as a group of 7 or 8 people and individually ordering drinks, then you should be banned from that pub. You just shouldn't be allowed to do that. It should be against not just it should be against the law to do that.
It's inefficient.
It's barbaric behaviour because
Mm,
you guarantee that at least 3 of them will go, "Can I have a Guinness, please?" And
right
then
at the end.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Guinness
Yeah.
as a person who almost exclusively drinks Guinness. If you're ordering it around, you just say first. Just
Yeah.
say 3 Guinness and whatever.
Yeah. That's it. That's how you order. You don't
If
just go at the
you're
end. Oh,
ordering a
by the way,
Guinness,
have a Guinness as well.
if you're ordering individually and then 3 of you are going, Guinness, please, and you're not telling the barman that or the barmaid that ahead of time, then you're a bell end.
Mm, no, I agree with that. It is. It is just massively inefficient, and it's also like it's just
It doesn't
annoying.
save any
There's,
money. Like, I don't understand it. Like, why
no,
would you do it?
no, and there's even more ways now to square off any issues. Like if
Just have
you've
a kitty. If you're gonna
yeah,
just
exactly. But like what I did with you the other week, because you bought me a non because I wasn't drinking. I was non-alcoholic.
oh yeah,
Um,
but it doesn't even yeah.
So I just wired you the money plus what ended up being like £2 for your birthday, which I thought was a fair amount.
But nice, yeah.
Adjusted for inflation from last year as well. So bear that in mind. Yeah, I think the Diana calendar I got you a few years ago. That was worth quite a bit.
Still got it.
Yeah, good. Why?
Because it's class. I've still got the OK magazine as well.
Oh yeah, well can you keep that?
1,000.
Yeah. No, there's the exception I just mentioned, the soft drink exception.
Is there? Yeah, I'm not.
Even then, there's like even then you can be part of a round. Like, and plus, if you're getting non-alcoholic beer, they're the same price as getting the beer, so you may as well just be part of the round.
Yeah, I just hate this like almost refusal of groups of dickhead lads to not drink in rounds. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't do it. Like, there's no logic behind it.
No, because even if you're like, as you say, if you're splitting it into 3s and 4s, like, you're not going to. If you're leaving early, you're not going to be that much out of pocket, because if you're in a round of 3 and 4, you're probably not going to stay beyond that first. Once the first round's completed, that's probably time to then if they're added on, you go like, actually no, I'm going to sit this one out.
I might have one more, so I'll get my own or whatever. And
I'll just get a half and I'm going. That kind of thing. There's way to administrate. If you're doing 12s, I'll probably. That's when you get into the long grass of things. And
no, I don't like doing a round of 12 is almost silly, because then you have to have 12 pints. And, but I just, like splitting into two, and also a regular. If you know the lads you're drinking with, you'll go, well, actually, we'll probably drink about the same. So shall we go in around? Like, if you drink slower or whatever, like, why don't you drink with him or whatever? There's loads of ways to do it, but it's like the queue, and this inevitably these people who don't drink in rounds will queue at the bar as well.
And
I'm sorry, but that should be punishable by death.
I know there's a lot of pubs that are starting to like kind of offer that as an alternative, like to say, actually, can you queue at the bar? And in what world is that more efficient?
Why? Like, what's the point of having a bar then? You might as well just have a kiosk.
Exactly.
Because the point of a bar is that you can stand around it and also get served at the same time. Like, you might as well just have a hatch.
In bars, there's a lot of nuance, and there's a lot of like unspoken traditions. Like, you get to a bar and instantly you have a look around you and you can see, depending on the busyness of the bar, you can probably see like 3 or 4 other people who are wanting to get served.
Yeah.
And they know where you are in the system, and it often works itself.
So does stuff.
So when someone comes up to you and goes, "Are you being served?" I'll often kind of defer to the guy that I knew were there before, as Neil said. Actually, I'm all right, or it's him next. It'll point to the next. And it sorts itself out. It's like kind of a nice democracy. So that's going on all of the time,
and it's nice to sit at the bar as well. I like sitting at the bar.
And there's the facial expressions to that. You want to get served. You don't have to put a £20 note outstretched. That doesn't work anyway.
No.
And he's like a little raise of an eyebrow, or
They'll
like
put you to the back of the queue if you do that.
Just subtly make an eye contact with the bar staff. That's like, it sorts itself out. Everything sorts itself out.
Guinness, please.
Yeah, I don't like the people who shout their order out before they get served.
You like me.
When you're ready, stick it. No.
Yeah, you just get. It's not a chip shop. It's like if you.
I hate that as well.
Oh, they're just bastards. The
stick a fish in for a fuck off.
No, like stick a fish. There's already fish in. Like, it's literally a fish and chip
shop.
Right.
I suppose you're going to want chips with that, aren't you?
Well, there you fucking go. Bastard.
Yeah, but there's loads of like little things like that going on all the time, and efficient systems are kind of they manage themselves.
Yeah, it's not difficult. Like, it's not difficult to behave properly in a pub. Like, not hard to do. In fact, it's arguably one of life's easiest things. Just go to a pub, don't be a knobhead, and just have a drink.
Yeah.
What's difficult about
No. If you can't grasp the intricacies of that, it's probably not the best place for you. It's probably not
that?
the
No,
place for you.
these
I
bit
don't
I
think.
hate, honestly, it just makes me so annoyed. I see it going on every Friday. The knobheads coming into the pub, not drinking and queuing at the bar,
Yeah. Or just
like
take yourself off to
shouting over,
Wetherspoons.
like trying to like get served before people who have evidently been here before you.
Hmm.
Just
Go to Wetherspoons, order on the app,
fuck off.
be a knobhead, and share your table number on social media.
Yeah.
Just for banter. And someone will give you a bowl of peas and then enjoy the rest of your life. But it's not for me. Not for me.
I once did that and got absolutely steaming.
Did people like order peas for you?
In Glasgow. Yeah, well, I did it in Glasgow because the
Mm.
speech was quite expensive. And I was like, people were sending fireballs and everything. It was, I think I did it off the pod's Twitter. That's, but I had to like stop people from saying. There were at one point, I was with Jim, and there was about like 6 pints on the table, and like 4 shots and a gin and tonic and bags of crisps, and like a couple of big mushrooms. I'll eat it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just think I think you're spot on. Like if you're out for a few and you're out with the same people, there's no reason why.
No, there's not.
Don't be so precious as to think that you're somehow being like scammed out of
Yeah,
money because you're
you're
not.
not saving any money by doing it. In fact,
If you're going with your mates, like you usually go with, it all works out.
yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. And people make a note as well. Oh, you got like the last one last time. I'll get them.
Yeah, I think it's often been leveled at me that I'm quite slow to get around in, but that's actually quite
I don't
incorrect.
think that's true.
That's incorrect. Just sometimes, like
I think you drink slower.
yeah, sometimes I drink fast. Sometimes I drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm eating pistachios.
great.
I love them.
What do you do with the shells afterwards?
Put them up my bum.
Don't give them to the dog though. They're bad for the dog.
No, I put them in the bin. What am I supposed to do with them?
But just leave them on the. I saw someone do that on the train. Just leave them
That's disgusting.
on the table in the train. Like,
Horrible because they've got like slaver on them and that.
yeah. I once
Just-
saw someone just picking them out of the big bins in Lidl
Oh,
with his
no.
hands. So I
No.
can't get them loose anymore because
Oh,
that
you're
man
quite
in
right,
Middlesbrough ruined it for us.
It's there the economy of having to shell them yourself though is better because it's so expensive to buy a bag of shelled pistachios.
Yeah,
And also they last like 4 minutes because you'll just eat the whole bag.
exactly. Just take a handful and
They're just delicious.
Do you do one at a time?
Yeah.
Okay, I sometimes do batches.
I can't get this one out.
You need to. So you need to get in there with your nails, but
So like
I haven't got any nails.
oh no.
I love pistachios. I go and have some now.
Oh,
Well, that's. I think that's the episode, really. To be honest,
yeah, I think so, yeah.
we've done 43 minutes, which is that within Martin Emerson's golden time?
No, Emerson will have turned off, I think, now. Through 35.
Oh, I've lost him. 35. Well, I think that's brutal. He's going to be missing. You'll have only got 3 minutes of people not drinking in rounds.
The man who watches cricket for 4 days.
Yeah, suddenly doesn't have 35 minutes. Doesn't have 45 minutes to listen to
Why not? And if you
a
listen,
podcast about
or
anything
they're
like
over
that.
75 anytime you like.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
75.
I think that's us.
That's
that
us.
is the
That's me.
episode.
Well, that's me.
That's me. Yeah. Yeah. I can't think of anything else to add to people not drinking in rounds. Just
Yeah, I might be back later this week, though.
yeah, we're going to try to get into a bit more of a regular routine because we have let the regularity slip.
That's fine.
Life gets in the way. Plus, we're not getting paid for this.
No, we aren't. And that's your fault for not listening. So listen more. Share it.
Listen more if you want to buy us a pint. Do that.
Do that,
there's no mechanism to do that. I know some people do have like a Patreon or like one of them things where you like have an account and you just give us a tenner each time.
It's just ping Richard some money. Sort code 0.
Yeah, I was about to give my sort code out there. I had to give it to the milkman earlier. Not the milkman, window cleaner.
Interesting that you've got them mixed up.
Well, both come to your door, both.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Do stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but
You're washing the windows with milk. Shit.
Yeah, it's why I can't see how. It's a good point. We're going to tweet about our comparative charity efforts this year.
Oh yeah,
spoke about it before, but our coast to coast bike ride, fried chicken fries branded coast to coast.
Yeah, we need to get some shirts.
Yeah, we need to get branded clothing. So you'll be able to see how far apart we are going up Hardside Pass.
Well,
yeah. Who's that green speck in the distance? He's not even left Whitehaven.
Yeah. No, it's considering starting at working, and it's quite a nice.
Right. Yeah, I need that. See. Yeah. See. I need to check the route.
Well, I'm gonna
make sure I've got a bike as well.
Devised a better route, actually. Based on
going on the M62, are we?
Yeah. No, based on doing it before, I've designed a better route. It's just nicer.
Does it involve Hardside Pass?
You can't really avoid that.
They should do. They should put it.
That isn't that bad though, because it's just long. It's not steep.
Yeah. But yeah, we're doing that in May, raising money for our relatively our own causes. I can't remember the name of yours, Matt. So you talk about yours for now if you want.
I'm raising money for the it's quite a long name, but it's the Dog Meat Rescue Support Group. So they rescued sausage dogs from people eating them in South Korea, basically, and I've got one. So yeah.
There you go. I'm raising money for Alzheimer's research.
They're very important.
Very important. But yeah, we'll tweet about that, and then if you just click on any of the links and cross our palms with silver or bronze or paper money.
Probably silver, really.
Probably silver, yeah. Yeah, we'll be back hopefully later on this week, possibly next week, with some more tales of adventures and daring do from us both. But all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for listening.